UK since Keir Starmer became Prime Minister in July last year. Anwar described the visit as a new chapter in bilateral relations between the two countries. This visit follows Anwar's recent trip to the UAE, with stops in Belgium and the World Economic Forum in Davos next.
The operational date for the Aerotrain system at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, remains uncertain. Transport Minister Anthony Loke says it is currently still being tested by contractors, despite Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad, or MAHB, previously stating that the project would be completed by January 31st.
MOT, of course, supports the exercise, and we hope that more can be done and at a faster pace. Okay. I have put on record we are not happy with many things on MHB previously. Okay. A lot of decisions were late, were delayed. The Aerotrain is a good example.
The Aerotrain system at KLIA has been suspended since March 2023. In September last year, Anthony and MAHB had said the Aerotrain will be operational again by January 31st this year, ahead of the project's original planned completion date. In March 2022, MAHB awarded the KLIA Aerotrain replacement project with a 3-year timeline. However, delays led to a new contract in January 2024, awarded to a consortium of Alstom Aerotrains OEM and JMC Pestech JV to realign the project.
Meanwhile, air passenger traffic soared to 97.1 million in 2024, a 14.3% year-on-year increase, reflecting the ongoing recovery of Malaysia's aviation sector. Transport Minister Anthony Loke says the figure aligns with the Malaysian Aviation Commission, or MAVCOM's, forecast of 95.4 million to 97.6 million passengers.
He also projected that air passenger numbers in 2025 are set to exceed the 2019 pre-pandemic level of 109.3 million. The rise is driven by ASEAN and international travellers, which grew 19.8% and 38.9% respectively. Other key factors include the introduction of new flight seats, visa exemptions for Indian and Chinese tourists, new airline routes, as well as improved connectivity with countries like China, India, Indonesia, South Korea, Australia, and Gulf nations. MAVCOM forecasts Malaysia's air travel traffic in 2025 to reach 105.8 million to 112.9 million passengers.
Companies that hire expatriates will soon be required to offer up to 3 internship placements for local university students. This is part of the Human Resources Ministry's 1-3 internship policy on expatriate hiring and local talent development. The policy's pilot phase runs from February 15th to December 31st, with official implementation starting January 1st, 2026.
The policy, implemented through Talent Corp, aims to strengthen local talent by providing hands-on industry exposure, making them more competitive and workforce ready. Companies, meanwhile, would benefit from double tax deductions for costs incurred in the internship programs. Firms that have been granted approval for expatriate employment passes under MyExpats and MDEC would be required to comply with the policy. The ministry added that the policy was crucial to meet the growing demand for quality internships and work-based learning for up to 280,000 students annually.
Repair works on flood-damaged roads affected by the northeast monsoon will commence in February, says Deputy Works Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan. The efforts will prioritise states hardest hit by the floods, including Kelantan, Terengganu, Kedah, Johor and Pahang.
Maslan added that additional funding is being sought from the Finance and Economic Ministries to support the restoration efforts. Meanwhile, Works Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said that flood-related road repair will cost nearly 102 million ringgit. This includes 45.4 million ringgit allocated for repairs in Peninsular Malaysia, focusing on pavements, bridges, traffic lights and street lights, and 56.2 million ringgit for similar infrastructure repairs in Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan.
We'll be back with more after the break.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
Kini tiba di kemuncaknya. Pemilihan idea produk inovasi terbaik semakin mencabar.
Para peserta baharu yang bakal menjadi usahawan inovatif.
Anda akan menjadi saksi.
Which idea will win over the jury and the consumers?
Inovaton, merealisasikan impian anda.
Siapakah yang layak menjadi juara?
Inovaton akhir, Sabtu 9 malam di Astro dan Astro Go.
Kerap menggaru kulit kepala disebabkan kelumur, masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head & Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi kelumur dan kegatalan. Bebas kelumur sehingga 100%. Head & Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
Hong Kong security officials met with their Thai counterparts in Bangkok to discuss the growing trend of residents being lured from the city and trapped in illegal jobs across Southeast Asia. These talks come after last week's high-profile case of Chinese actor Wang Xing, who was allegedly abducted while visiting Thailand before being trafficked to Myanmar.
According to the United Nations, border towns in Thailand, Laos and Myanmar have become regional hubs for telecom and other online fraud, with hundreds of thousands reportedly trafficked to work in scam centres there. Hong Kong authorities said there have been signs of a resurgence in which Hong Kong residents are being lured to Southeast Asian countries and detained to do illegal work, with such signs growing since the second quarter of 2024. The latest discussions focused on securing Thai police and government cooperation to ensure the safe return of affected individuals. Of 28 reported cases, 16 have been rescued, while the remaining 12 reporting restrictions on their movement.
Around 3,000 islanders are set to be evacuated after Mount Ibu in Indonesia erupted early this morning at 7:11 a.m. local time. The eruption lasted for 2 minutes, prompting authorities to raise the alert level to the highest. Today's eruption is the 5th this year alone, sending a towering ash of clouds 4 kilometers into the sky. Residents and tourists are being warned to stay at least 5 kilometers away from the crater, while officials say emergency teams are on standby. Indonesia, home to 127 active volcanoes, sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, making it prone to frequent eruptions. Yoon Suk-yeol has become the first incumbent South Korean president to be arrested after he backed down from a weeks-long standoff with authorities. He says he will comply to what he calls an illegal probe to avoid bloodshed.
저는 오늘 이들이 이 경호 보안 구역을 소방 장비를 동원해서 침입해 들어오는 것을 보고 불미스러운 유혈 사태를 막기 위해서 일단 불법 수사이긴 하지만 공수처 출석에 응하기로 했습니다. 그러나 제가 이 공수처의 수사를 인정하는 것은 아닙니다.
Yoon has been holed up at his hillside residence, protected by personal security that blocked a previous arrest attempt, since lawmakers voted to stand him down after an unprecedented and short-lived declaration of martial law on December 3rd. But he submitted himself for questioning after more than 3,000 police officers marched to his residence and scaled walls in the early hours of Wednesday. Investigators say Yoon had remained silent throughout questioning later in the afternoon. Supporters of the impeached president have also gathered to protest at the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials. He is being probed on charges of insurrection for his failed martial law order that plunged the country into political turmoil.
A growing number of American social media users are migrating to Chinese social media app Xiaohongshu ahead of TikTok's looming ban in the US. The app, which means Little Red Book and often shortened by users to Red Note, surged to the top position on Apple's US App Store on Tuesday.
US downloads of Red Note were up more than 200% year-on-year this week. The app also saw over 50,000 users join a live chat called TikTok Refugees, where veteran Chinese users welcome their American counterparts, sparking discussions on topics like food and youth unemployment. Red Note's sudden surge in popularity is driven by American social media users seeking alternatives to ByteDance's own TikTok, which faces a potential US ban. It has been given a January 19th deadline to sell TikTok or face a ban in the US on national security grounds. Meanwhile, Lemonade, another ByteDance app, has also gained traction, ranking as the second most popular app on Apple's App Store on Tuesday. It experienced a similar surge in December, with downloads jumping 190% to approximately 3.4 million.
Someone please tell me how it's 2020.
Meta Platform plans to cut about 5% of its lowest performers and will recruit for the affected roles within this year. CEO Mark Zuckerberg also warned of further job cuts, aiming to raise the bar on performance as the company ramps up investments in AI infrastructure.
Meta's decision could result in about 3,600 job cuts, with the company's employee count at around 72,000 as of September. In 2022, Meta initiated several restructuring changes, leading to around 11,000 job cuts. And just a year after, it announced plans to eliminate 10,000 roles, calling 2023 the year of efficiency. Like other tech giants such as Cisco and IBM, Meta is redirecting investments into AI, allocating billions to AI infrastructure. The Facebook parent has also been actively adjusting its policies and operations, which includes its US fact-checking program and easing restrictions on discussions of topics like immigration and gender identity.
That report wraps up AWANI Tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Faye Kwan. Thank you for watching and good night.